I'm the realest nigga on the internet that's in the middle of my generational run. And it is not going to come to an end anytime soon over my dead body because a bunch of fucking autistic spurgs that weren't even born here are going to try and lie on my name. Elon Musk, you weren't born here. Milo, you're a Jew and you weren't born here. Candace Owens, your husband wasn't born here. Go the fuck home. This is America first. I was born in America. This is the only country I've ever known, and I will die for America. Can you say the same?
I don't think they can. I don't think they can. Yo, listen, you might not like Nick Fuentes and how he say things, but you cannot argue what this man is saying is not factual, bro. Look at Candace Owens. Who she married? A Jew. Look at Elon Musk. The agenda that he's really pushing is the 2030 agenda, and I actually helped issue it in Palantir, the complete police state that's going to take away a lot of people privacy. It already happened in 9/11. Now we got it pushed onto the American people ×2 with Palantir coming in. All of that information that the Doge team is getting got issued towards who? Palantir. What is Palantir doing with that information? Creating a police state to surveillance all Americans. You look at Elon Musk and the agenda that he's truly pushing is the 2030 agenda. So how can we not like Klaus Schwab and what they trying to push upon the American people and effing up the Constitution and saying that America won't be a superpower no more and this, that, and the third. You won't own nothing. You'll be happy. And you see BlackRock coming in and buying up all of the real estate and owning all of the companies in America. But you have no problem with Elon Musk? Elon Musk, did he do a good thing buying X? Yes, and I appreciate that, because without that, we wouldn't be able to enjoy this uprising that we see right now with Nick Fuentes. I've been on Nick Fuentes for a minute. I've been appreciating what he say. Yeah, he say nigga, but I'm not offended by it. I'm not a nigga. I don't get it. Yo, listen, I almost jeopardized my whole life getting caught up for the word nigga. Quick story. One time I'm downtown, I'm probably like 19 years old. I'm doing Uber Eats and Uber. I go deliver, I'm doing Grubhub. I go deliver to the radio station, right? And it was nowhere to park. We downtown. So I had to park in front of the high tower building, run upstairs, drop the food off and come back downstairs and then get back in the car and get going. But as I'm coming downstairs and I come outside of the building, it's a Caucasian guy right there and he's pissed the F off reasonably. You know, it says no parking. Now it's probably finna make him late, miss the light. I understand that. But the man say, you fucking nigger, and drive off, right? So I'm like, what? At that time, you got to understand the background that I'm coming from, this, that, and the third. I don't have the knowledge that I have now. I'm in the streets. I'm already propagandized and controlled and conquered. Right? So I get upset, not being the critical thinker that I am now. I go chase down the car, cut him off in the broad daylight, right? Go put a gun to his head and say that again, spit on his face, pistol whip him, broad daylight in front of everybody. Now, what happens if that gun goes off? What happens if I delete that man over some freaking words, bro? Just because I was told and programmed to get upset at the N-word. Is it a racist word? It can be. If it's such a damaging word, why is black people using it for terms of endearment? Why can every single race use that word but Caucasian people? If it's such a bad word. Either we're going to delete the word or we not. So I said, this is dumb. They move the goalposts. Black people move the goalposts each and every time when it comes down to this word. There's no consistency. One person, homie, can say it. Another person, homie, can't say it. I said, man, I'm my own man. I think critically for myself. And I'm not finna get upset and let somebody control me and my emotions over a word. Right? So you may not like what Nick Fuentes says, but a lot of the points that he make be actual factual. And look at Candace Owens. She married into power. She married a Jew. She married a J. Look at the Trump administration. Look at his children and everybody that they married. They married into power. Look at Kamala Harris, married into power. What do I mean by married into power? Married a Jew. Look at the Biden administration when they was in office. Submerged, conquered, and ran by who? The Jays. Look at the Trump administration. Same thing.
Kamala Harris's husband is Jewish. Joe Biden's cabinet is 66% Jewish. It's 91% Jewish if you include undersecretaries. Joe Biden's children all married Jews. Donald Trump's children, all but one, married Jews. Robert F. Kennedy's vice presidential selection had been married 3 times. All 3 of them were Jews, one of which was one of the co-founders of Google. Speaking of Google, the co-founders of that platform are Jewish. Almost all of the C-suite executives of that company are Jewish. Meta, which owns Facebook, Instagram, WeChat, Mark Zuckerberg is Jewish. I could play this game across essentially academia, where 7 of 8 of the Ivy League presidents are Jewish. I could look at the schools themselves, like Harvard, where 52% of the MBA grads are Jewish. I could do it across Fortune 500 companies, but I don't even have to because BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard basically dictate what those companies do. Senior leadership of those 3 companies, in case of BlackRock, is exclusively Jewish. But we could go across media, we could go across entertainment, we could go across almost any of these big sectors, both Republican and Democrat. We could do something similar in almost all of the Western world at this point, where Keir Starmer, his wife, and their family are Jewish. We could look down at the recently elected presidents of Mexico, of Argentina, of Venezuela, of Panama, of El Salvador. We could go on and on. They're all Jewish. Some places they're presidents of nations where Jews are 1 in every 65,000.
Trump was doing what? He was clowning Marco Rubio, saying that, hey, he is a Anderson puppet, right? From the Anderson family. Who are who? Jews. Who did what? Financially back Marco Rubio. Now what happened when Trump runs now? What did Trump say when he first ran? Trump was saying, look, they don't like me because I don't want their donors' money. I'm not going to be a puppet. For the same people that he was clowning, they're coming back him now and give him the money. So who's the puppet? It's right there in our face.
The reason they're not loving me is I don't want their money. I'm going to do the right thing for the American public. I don't want their money. I don't need their money. And I'm the only one up here that can say.
It's right there in our face, right? So you could disagree with this guy, Nick Fuentes, but a lot of the things that he say is on point. And when he say, I'm the true American first, did Trump start the movement? Possibly and most likely, yes. But does Trump represent the movement now? No. Trump is not America first anymore. Look at the actions. Oh, I created the movement. I determined what's America first and not. No, America first mean America first, not Israel first. And right now, that's what we getting. Our foreign policy is ran by Israel. You have Netanyahu who comes out every time, bro. Netanyahu does what? He comes out to speak English. That's not even the native language of Iran. That's not the native language of Israel at all. So why is he speaking English? Who is he talking to? And then with Trump tried to hide from his base that he converted over to being a Jew.
It's an honor to be here with the first Jewish president of the United States. And if he isn't, he should be.
President Donald Trump converted to Judaism 2 years ago and joined Chabad Lubavitch Synagogue in New York City, according to a high-level White House official. Mr. Goldberg says the story has allegedly been held by CNN's editors for months, but is due to be released within the next few days. David Elias Goldberg, a fellow at the Jewish Center of Anti-Semitic Study, has also interviewed the White House source. According to the source, Trump was pushed by his daughter Ivanka and son-in-law Jared Kushner to join the faith. At first, Trump resisted, stating it would threaten his base of evangelical Christian voters. However, he had a change of heart and officially converted in early 2017. The ceremony was held in private and closely guarded for nearly 2 years.
His daughter convinced him to become a Jew. That's why you see Trump moving the way he moved. Trump knew that wouldn't resonate with his base because he has a patriotic Christian base. Go look it up. You don't believe me? Go look it up, right? So you have the Trump administration and his family married into power in the foreign policy ran by Jews. You got even people getting their visas taken away. You got people on college campuses getting processed to be deported just because they have a critical or a disposition against Israel and what they're doing. How can we criticize the American government, but we cannot criticize Israel? You have states pushing forth, right, laws and bills, right, they're saying that you cannot criticize Israel. So what's truly America first? And you see the administration backing those laws and these bills that's being pushed. Listen, man, y'all know me. You see this jacket right here? I created this on my iPad, right? You see that? That's an AF. Same thing I put on it. I created out on AF. It's America right there. Say first right there, right? You see the hat, America first. But guess who influenced me to create this hat? Nick Fuentes. I don't give a damn how, like, I agree with damn near, I say 92% of what this man say. It's not a lot that you could say that this man is incorrect. This man is intelligent, great speaker. And I'm not trying to run defense for the guy, but I'm just trying to tell people, like, this man been ostracized for a minute. And you got Candace Owens, you got Tucker Carlson, you got Elon Musk calling him fed. Think about it. Think about it, bro. Elon Musk, corrupted, deep state, swamp. What's your name? Tucker Carlson. Yeah, Tucker Carlson. Dad, CIA. And he lied. He even admitted that he lied. He lied when he get pressured. He admitted it. I'm going to show y'all the tape on another video. But he lied saying he didn't know his dad was CIA. Right? Candace Owens. She cool, but shorty flip-flop like a mug. She don't stay in one position. I understand you got to give people the ability to grow and move on, learn and see. But honestly, what I'm seeing for Candace Owens, she's a great orator, great presenter. She do good research, but you know, she flops from different movements. She don't sit still. And that, to me, for her to look at Nick Fuentes, right, and come at him, it just made me question, what's your true purpose? For to see Tucker Carlson call this man a gay kid that's living in a basement, right? And he claimed to represent those American, the disconnected, the disenfranchised young men. I was living in the basement. I was living in the basement for 6 years. I was the one who couldn't afford to buy a house. Me. I'm the one who looking at my government like, yo, how is we paying for health care for people in Israel, but we can't get no free health care in America? And I don't even want free health care. But how is they getting it before Americans? How is it that we paying for Ukrainian retirement? How is it we paying for Israeli retirement funds? How is it? How is it that they getting all the benefits, but we getting taxed to oblivion? How is it? And then it made me question, do you really represent the people that you're talking about? Because I've been seeing you, Tucker Carlson. You also been grifting.
I am America first. You are not. You're not even American. And to the extent that you are, you're a fucking traitor.
Traitor.
That's the last word on that. That's the show. Who is the Fed? Will the real federal agent please stand up? Who is it? Who's the real federal agent? Elon, Peter Thiel, J.D. Vance, Tucker, and George Farmer, the son of the head of the Alliance of Christians and Jews in the UK? Or the realest fucking nigga you know? Patrick Bet-David said, why do you say the N-word? It's to show people I'm real. Why do you roll out of bed at 3 a.m. and do a show? Why do you say you're going to have hate with Candace Owens? Why do you say nigger?
All right, listen. The ER. Come on, bro. Come on, Nick. You said it right the first time. Nigga. You know, but it's whatever. I agree with him on this instant as well. Because when I see him talk like that, right, and he backing everything up with facts, and I'm agreeing with what he's saying because I'm seeing it with my own eyes, I'm actually not offended. The people that's going to be offended are your white liberals or the people on the left, the people who can't think critical, the people who can't just listen to a message and take the message, the message, let me say this over. The people who can't listen to something that's possibly harsh to hear, but hear the message and see the true meaning of what someone says, those are the people that's going to get offended. Because if you could sit back and you could get a little bit of harsh criticism, hear something that's not easy to hear, and say, but you know what? They right. And I can only respect it. So when he talk like this, it's free speech. I'm not going to disagree with it. Because guess what? Especially for black people could say any and everything, right? And get away with it without being called racist. So I don't want to hear none of that. It's a real nigga. Even though I don't really use that word. I don't consider myself a nigga, but I get the sentiment of what he's saying. You get what I'm saying?
It's to show you I'm the real nigga on the show. All these people that have been taking checks from Fox News, Turning Point USA, Dennis Prager, they're just not ready for this. They're not ready that we're in the Groyper generation. Because all this time, these past 8 years, what do you think I've been doing? Your attacks, your slander, your persecution, I have only been growing stronger. Don't you get it? I have only been gathering strength. 8 years. Lied about, censored, attacked, persecuted. Well, you were at parties getting millions of dollars for doing bullshit. Your show is ass, and you're full of shit, and you're retarded. And that is why I'm not just coming for Rumble. I'm not just coming for Twitter. I'm coming for all of it. I'm coming for all of it. You thought you'd bring me on the show and press me about Dave Smith? You don't know who the fuck you're dealing with. You let in a fucking dragon, bitch. Imagine shooting a man with this last bullet, which actually happened to me. They came to my house. They tried to kill me. I'm still here. I'm still at this house. You know where to find me.
Bitch. Let's go.
You tried shooting me with your last bullet, and I stand there, unfazed. So bring it on. Elon Musk, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk. I'm coming for all of it. I'm gonna fuck up your apple cart, and all the king's men are not gonna be able to put it back together again. You might kill me in the process, but you're fucking done. signed America. That's my body. And that's me. And that's my body. So that's that. That's all we got for you tonight.
And see, the sad thing about this is a lot of people, especially black people, people on the left, and some of the central-leaning conservatives is not going to be able to take this message and hear this message. But I hope we are able to reach some of those people and shed a light on, listen, the left and the right is not for America. When you go look at AIPAC, right, and who they're funding, they fund majority of who? Our Congress, left and right. What does that say to me? That says that our Congress is occupied. Our Congress is conquered. Conquered by who? Who does AIPAC represent? Who does AIPAC lobby for? Israel.
They manipulate our economy through BlackRock, that business.
Well, behaviors are going to have to change. You have to force behaviors. And at BlackRock, we are forcing behaviors.
How do they control our Congress? There's a lot of different lobbyist groups, but the main one we always talk about and focus on is AIPAC. How do they control our education system and social media regulation? That's done by the ADL, Anti-Defamation League. Yeah. Control our court system. Look at our court system. Yeah. In our court system, no one sues anybody who's Jewish or a synagogue. The only time that ever happens is if it's from an actual another Jew. Right. And they will also sue the shit out of anybody who they fault that they can shove under the label as anti-Semitic, which is a very, very broad label done on purpose, because it is a weaponized words is weaponized psychology, and it's a tool of oppression. Just words alone that could make apparently entire nations submit.
Their art of oppression is like no other. I got to be honest with you, man.
So how me as an American seeing multi-millions and thousands of dollars getting flooded and lobbied into our Congress, advocating for another country, and also seeing these people who come in as Christian or Catholic initially and then getting dual citizenship with Israel, and then telling us that Israel is our greatest ally. But when you go down the list of the things that Israel did to us, it's way lopsided. And some might call me a conspiracy theory, but think about it. Israel deleted JFK to get what? Nukes, not Iran. Israel stole several hundreds of pounds of high enriched uranium from the U.S., from us, not Iran. Israel stole other nuclear secrets and components from us to build their bombs, not Iran. Israel refused to sign the nuclear non-proliferation treaty. Iran signed it. Israel won't submit to nuclear inspections. Iran does. Israel violated the atmospheric test ban treaty, not Iran. Israel hold the world hostage with the Samsung option, nuclear blackmail. Go look that up. Go look up Myron. He talks about that. Not Iran. Israel control our politicians through the Israel lobby and Epstein-style blackmail, not Iran. Israel control our online speech through the ADL, the SPLC, and their infiltration of big tech. Look at Grunk. Grunk got suspended. Grunk got suspended because of what it said about Israel and Palestine. So call me a conspiracy. Call me what you want. But I'm looking at the black and white and it on the wall, and I'm just calling it for how it is and what it is. But they gonna call me crazy. They gonna call Nick Fuentes crazy, but the proof is in the pudding. Guess who wouldn't say nothing about this before? Tucker Carlson.
Go forth and set the world on fire.
Thank you for the big super chat. I appreciate it.
Ed World Jimmy sent $30. My YouTube feed is full of black people reacting to your content and agreeing with you. Smiley face emoji. Quite endearing, I must say. The blacks love you. Nick.
Yeah, it's so funny. Because I got called a racist forever, and now my monologue about black people's going viral, and all the black people are reacting to it, and they're all agreeing with it for the most part. And, you know, look, it only makes common sense. I'm not a racist in the true sense of like hating other races for who they are, or what is widely considered to be a racist. But I came of age in this politically correct period where if you were white and did not hate yourself and were not constantly tripping over yourself to apologize to or cater to black people, you were called a white supremacist. And I feel like that was the category that I got boxed into. I was never up here just like preaching hatred. That was never the case. And I always got along with black people. I always got along with Bryson Gray. I got along with the Hodge twins. I got along with Myron, Sneeko, Ye. I always got along with black people. I had these controversial views, but I believe I was boxed in because, again, you know, from the time that Michael Richards did that comedy routine where he said the N-word 1,000 times, and like a few years ago, it was so politically correct. Again, if you were not a self-hating white person, you're racist.
You know, this is interesting that he said that. And I think a lot of black people in particular should understand the position that he's coming from. Who does he sound like? And a lot of people gonna get upset when I say this, but just hear the message and hear me clear real quick. Who else had a message like this, like Nick Fuentes? Malcolm X. But it's okay for Malcolm X to say the white liberal who actually started all of this is a black man's number one enemy. Because what happened with the white liberal? The white liberal poses as the black man friend, but the white liberal is what got you voting Democrat. What got you not doing for self, what got you on government assisted programs and got you having the government your daddy. That's the white liberal. The white liberal pushed that upon us. We missed that. We missed that point. But you had Malcolm X who pushed black on black love, who pushed, you know, do for self. You got Dr. Umar Johnson, who pushed black on black love and not interracial marriages, right? So you had these same people who push these same pro black on black, black power, black excellent, this, that, and the third. But when you have a Caucasian guy come out and say the same message and the same thing that a lot of black people are doing, it automatically becomes racist. Why is that? Why do a lot of black people brains shut off, especially left-leaning black people brains shut off, right? When it comes to the same message, but from a Caucasian counterpart. Why is that? What happened to the critical thinking skill? We could understand and laugh and agree. No snow bunnies. Dr. Umar said you get 1,000 lashes for dealing with the snow bunny, Shannon Sharp.
You can't resist the snow bunnies? 1,000 lashes and your melanin has been snatched. You have now been completely dismissed from the African race. We hope Caucasian nation will accept you as one of their own because your melanin is snatched. Your melanin is snatched. Your melanin is snatched. They're going after Kanye and Diddy. If you are a bunny hopper, just go ahead and jump over the fence. Stay on that side. We don't need you. That snow bunny that snatched your melanin and then she snatched your bank account. You Negroes lost twice. That snow bunny snatched your melanin and then she snatched your bank account. You done lost twice, my ninja. She snatched your melanin and then she snatched your bank account. This is insane. This is absolutely insane.
We could say Dr. Umar said no white people can be a part of this movement or enroll in the school. Let that be a Caucasian person with the same message. You get 1,000 lashes for dealing with a black woman. You can't join this movement because you're a black man and us building this school is only for white. Yo, for an example, what just happened when those Caucasian people went out in the woods and they started trying to create a civilization where they said, look, you can't be Jewish, you can't be black, this is pro-white. I seen black people on the internet get uproar, call that racist, and was upset about that. Now, granted, I did see some black people say, hey, look, let them get away from us. Let the racists get away from us. But that same energy would not been applied, right? Or looked upon as racist, or looked upon as crazy, or looked upon as white supremacists if that was black people doing it. How I know? Brother Ben X was doing it. How I know? 19 Keys was talking about it. How I know? I see them pushing the same thing. Let's go get a black community. Let's go buy some acres. This is going to be for black people. We're going to build up our own thing out here.
Why were these two women interested in the prospect of buying a town in the first place?
It really was when we saw what happened with Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and the protest.
We both have black husbands, we both have black sons, and I was starting to get overwhelmed and have a sense of anxiety when my husband would leave the house to go to work.
So watching our people protesting in the streets, while it is important, and I want people to stay out in the streets bringing attention to the injustices of black people, we needed to create a space and a place where we could be a village again, a tribe again.
So Renee and Ashley reached out to family and friends, and together they bought what they intend to name Freedom, Georgia, a new black city.
We don't intend for it to be exclusively black, but we do intend for it to be pro-black in every way.
Did anybody cry racism? No. And this is what I'm saying. When a lot of these Caucasian people, they're fed up because of the sensitivity of the black community, right? Everything is offensive, right? But the hypocrisy of the black people, they do the same thing. But when it happened to them, they cry like babies. I don't like that. I don't appreciate that. But now you have people like me and other black people who see the degeneracy, who see the fighting in the ghetto. Literally the other day, it's a trend going on right now, right? Of black people walking around talking about shoulder checking a white person. They walking around shoulder checking random white people. And then I seen a Caucasian woman walking down the street, right? Before she got to the black woman, it was nothing but like black people in different race walking. The black woman didn't say anything. She seen the Caucasian woman pushing her baby in the stroller, and she spit a loogie in this Caucasian girl's hair. Now, why she's pushing her baby? Now, imagine if the table was turned. We would see Black Lives Matter 5.0. People burning the cities, protesting, doing this, that, and the third. Black people already don't march until they told to march by the white liberal anyway. So, love it or hate it, the message that this man is saying, it's a lot of black people that's resonated. It's like, look, we agree. We tired of it too. We are tired of the niggas, the degeneracy, the ghetto-ness, and all of this, that, and the third, and a bad representation of the black men and the black women. Because a lot of black people don't think and move like that. But we do, just like in every community, because you do have white people who are doing crime, who are ghetto, who are what we would call white trash, or just like we got black trash. We do have that in Hispanic, we have that in Caucasian, we have that in black, right? But it's a lot of black people that's tired of the sexy reds, the Megan Thee Stallion, and the image that's pushed upon media that influences the rest of our community, and majority of a lot of the low intellectual hanging fruit in America. But let's keep it going.
If you went out there and said, look, I'm white, I'm proud to be white, I like white people, and I have nothing to apologize for. They would say, wow, you're a racist piece of shit. They say, you're a fucking white male. You have no culture. Step aside. Your time is over. And, you know.
But let a black person go out there. I'm black and I'm proud. There's nobody calling them racist at all.
The inverse of that is
black excellence. Nobody calling them racist.
If you were not tripping over yourself to not offend black people. Like, yes, I have said the N-word on the show. I've uttered that word. I know it's a crime. It's practically a blasphemy. But it's like if you're a white person that doesn't let them control your speech, you're racist. If you're not tripping over yourself to apologize and pander to their feelings about crime or these other topics, you're a bad person. I was just ahead of the curve. I think black and white people have realized that there was this excess. I think we've all realized, like, hey, Houston, we have a problem. We had this narrative 5 years ago that, like, the police were the new Ku Klux Klan, genociding black people by killing them for no reason. And under that assumption, we started to defund the police and let criminals roam free, and now everything's a shithole.
But who pushed that agenda? The white liberal. When I went and looked up the statistics of black people being stopped by the police and getting killed, you have more of a chance of getting struck by a lightning bolt than getting killed by police. I know that sounds crazy. A lot of people gonna say, "Why, boy, you so good? Cause we seen it." Blah, 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 blah. It's because some of that stuff was staged. Not all of it. Not all of it was staged. A lot of that stuff, you know what? I ain't even gonna go there. But that got pushed by the white liberal. Black Lives Matter. We seen what type of movement that was and how the whole world got finessed with the George Floyd situation and where they took that money and funneled it down to the LGBTQIT community. We seen that. We seen how we got finessed. But there's so many traffic stops a day. We don't see that many lightning bolts a day. But there's so many traffic stops a day. The likelihood of somebody getting shot and killed and these people doing public lynchings, because that's what they was calling them, the police doing public lynchings, the likelihood of that was to happen was lower than the chances of you getting shot by a lightning bolt. But of course, we're going to record everything. We're going to push everything. Even when the person is resisting, even when the black person is wrong, even when there's no accountability being took or anybody taking in the full context of the clip, we're going to show 30 seconds. Even when this is a known criminal who stuck a gun to a pregnant woman's belly and said he was going to delete that baby, we're going to glorify him and have our president at the time saying this man is just as big as Martin Luther King. And F Martin Luther King too. He was a communist. But we're going to believe and fall for that narrative.
And now every night there's a story about an armed robbery, a carjacking, a shooting, a stabbing. We get these videos on TikTok. Never ashamed, they say. And now black and white people are saying, okay, so clearly that was a mistake. Like, clearly George Floyd did not get killed for walking while black. He was part of this epidemic of black sociopathy, which does not characterize every black person, but there are a lot of black people that feel entitled and they menace society, or they believe the rules don't apply to them and they commit crimes. And they're emboldened. And I think everybody's coming to recognize that's a big problem for all of us. Every law-abiding, decent person is going to say, yeah, clearly racism was not the issue. The issue is that opportunists will take advantage of a situation. There are opportunists who think they're not going to get in trouble for breaking the law. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to break the law. And so it is. So, anyway.
And those opportunities, because of the laws, because of the defund the police, because of the lax on crime, because of the cashless, the no, what is it called? Like, you don't have to put no money for it to bail out. Those criminals get out and reoffend. And then it just get worse and worse because there's no accountability taking place. They not going to show up to court. And it's just like, what baffles me about, these people that want to, I drive down the street for every month. There's people out there protesting, talking about regulate guns, not women. The criminals do not care about the regulation. The criminals do not care about the law. They're going to break the law. But I'd rather be a law-abiding citizen that have my gun on me. So when that criminal comes across trying to threaten my life, trying to steal, kill, and destroy or whatever, I have some type of protection. Because, yeah, you may not believe in the guns, or you believe that my guns should be taken away from me, right? But that criminal don't care. They're going to get the weapon anyway. Right? So I just think, we got to be a lot smarter, a lot critical. A lot of people not going to like this message that I'm saying in this video. A lot of people are going to be offended that I even posted Nick Fuentes. But I'm quite excited and happy that, this man is finally getting his shine and his just due, being on the mainstream. And I hope he go all the way, for what it's worth, They've been trying to suppress this man, and he just been building and building and building. It kind of remind me of the Joker, and it kind of remind me of Bane. I seen the clip. I'm gonna play this clip before I get out of here. Matter of fact, I'll probably just insert it in.
He's the Joker, right? I mean, he's basically the Joker. And so Tucker is basically declaring war here on the Groypers and Nick Fuentes.
And then he gets up there and he's like, making Holocaust jokes. And it's like, is it possible that this is like David Duke? And I think it's very obvious that Nick Fuentes is exactly the same. I'm not attacking him personally, but he is clearly part of a campaign to discredit non-crazy right voices. And Nick Fuentes, this child, this weird little gay kid in his basement in Chicago.
See, now I used a different Batman analogy when I tweeted out your story, because this really does feel like Tucker Carlson feels like he is Batman in Dark Knight Returns, and he's about to step in there with Bane.
Yes.
And he does not fully understand what is about to happen to him. What's the line? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it. Molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blinding.
Nick Fuentes was born in this world of muck.
I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Tucker Carlson says, I have so many trust funds, I never have to work. Tucker went to a $45,000 per year private high school, then a $45,000 per year selective Ivy League school in New England. Tucker Carlson's daddy was a Reagan appointee. You want to talk about me and them? I am them. He says Nick Fuentes is leading all of the disaffected young white men. I am a disaffected young white man. I was a precocious, intelligent, young white college student who went to Boston University, who was pro-Trump and red-pilled by Trump and animated by Trump's message of America first. And I asked questions about Israel, and I was punished for it. Candace and Tucker had nothing to say about Israel until it became unavoidable last year. Not popular, but unavoidable. And now they want to gatekeep me out and do this personality attack and say I'm a bitter loser in my basement from Chicago. I'm a kid from Chicago. And they slipped up there because they forgot for 1 second that they're pretending to be the spokesperson for exactly that kind of person. Tucker's mask slipped and he forgot for a minute that for 8 years he's been pretending to care about the plight of weird kids in their parents' basement who are broke and didn't go to an Ivy League school, living in cities that don't matter like Chicago, not like Washington, D.C. or L.A. or New York.
You don't know about who's this kid, this young kid from Chicago and all this stuff. He's done his research. Tucker knows exactly who he is. He knows exactly who this kid from Chicago is.
He's lonely. He's weird. He lives in a basement. I'm sorry. Did you guys forget that that's your target audience that you're trying to pander to? Did you forget that for 2 seconds? And I'm the inauthentic person? I am that person. I am a spokesman for the disaffected white man because I am one, and you two are not. Candace Owens got married to British royalty worth $200 million after meeting him for 2 weeks on Zoom. What the fuck is even that about? And Tucker Carlson's dad ran the CIA's propaganda empire fighting the Soviet Union. He went and fought with the Contras when he was in college. When I was in college, I was doing a webcam show in my friend's dorm room criticizing Israel. So who's the CIA cutout? Who's the inauthentic one? Who's the crazy, hateful one? I would never describe a well-meaning young white person who's trying to get ahead as a weird kid in his basement from Chicago. And what is that supposed to mean? What is wrong with being from Chicago? What is wrong with being weird? What is wrong with living in your basement? That's a lot of people because of the problems you claim to care about. Who's pandering here? Exactly. Because that wasn't you. You were born to the Swanson family fortune and your daddy who ran the CIA. You know, my dad didn't even graduate college. My dad worked for the tollway. His dad died of a drug overdose in the 70s. My mother's father was a garbage man in Chicago, and he committed suicide. He was a veteran of World War II. Who's the CIA cutout? Who's the poser? Who is America? I am America. Chicago is America. That's an American story.
But, you know, I really appreciate Nick Fuentes. I want to play this last clip too as well.
Yeah. Say it. Come on, man. I want you to say it.
For real. I want to hear it. What you got?
You want me to say it?
Yes.
Is anyone going to hit me if I say it?
No. Let's go. 2 hours. Come on, Nick. What you got?
All right, nigger.
You know, hey Nick, good luck out there. Hey, if that man go off the walls and say something I don't agree with, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna just say, hey, I don't agree with this X, Y, and Z. But for right now, you know, I can appreciate what this man has brought to the table, how he's built his platform up, and people gonna say, man, you are Uncle Tom. Y'all don't even really know who Uncle Tom is. I read the Uncle Tom book. I'd be proud to be Uncle Tom. Y'all use the word incorrectly anyway. Y'all, Uncle Tom, go look up and study and read the book Uncle Tom. You will see what he did for black people. You will see what he did for himself coming from being a slave. And if y'all want to say I'm tapping and dancing for the Caucasian man, I really, quite frankly, I don't care. If you can't listen to the message because it's harsh and it hurts your feelings, that's on you, that's not on me. But listen, man, hope you guys liked the video. Remember, keep your head up. Keep your nose clean. You say the world, you live forever. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section, and I'm out. Peace.